It is once again time to go to CEX. I think there are a few PlayStation 2 games that I'm going to try to pick up today, because I remember I saw them the last time I was in there, but I didn't take my camera, and I was like, no, I need to be filming, otherwise what's the point? If I didn't film it, it didn't happen. That's the rule of life, right? I also have got a really busy day ahead of me. I've got loads of stuff I need to do, loads of admin. There's loads of stuff that I'm waiting to be returned to me when it comes to more admin stuff. I've got stuff I need to move around the house. I want to start working on fixing my lights. Those of you that have been following me for a while know that fixing these lights, these lights, has been literally a 9-month endeavour. I've been at this for a while. I just haven't actually actioned getting anything done. But we're having a big old tidy up and a big old fix of things. And I'm also going to trial out a new type of content on TikTok too. And also what I'm considering doing is, you know how I post every third day on here? I might up that maybe to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, perhaps, and see how that goes. So that's like one more video per week, just because I do have the capacity now to be filming a little bit more than I used to, perhaps. It works out to half a video more per week, so it doesn't really make all that much difference. I'm just considering things, and then maybe on the days that I don't post a long form, I'll stick one of my TikTok or my reels on here as a YouTube short, because that could be like a way of actually growing as well. Who knows, just for the days that the long form stuff isn't posted. Yeah. Also, I need to do an unboxing of my protein stuff, so we'll go do that now. I'll be way quicker than the last video where I rambled on for 6 minutes. Let's go head downstairs. It's also a Monday, which means that when I go to the gym tonight and it's push day, that's a problem. For those that don't know, that are not in the world, as it were, Monday is International Chest Day, just by example. Everybody trains chest on a Monday. I try not to because of that, because it means I won't get a bench, but I'll do my best. Okay, so this is my protein box for the month. So my protein sponsor me, hence why I'm always wearing their clothes and stuff like that. If you're going to the gym, if you're losing weight, if you're buying protein bars, if you're buying gym clothes, my protein, code Cayle, all the time. Now, they do appear to have actually done a little bit of a cock-up this time, because I did not order the vegan cookies, though I have had a vegan cookie, right? And I am 99% sure there is absolutely no difference in one of those vegan cookies versus the regular baked cookie, besides the fact that they haven't actually altered the packaging yet. So this is the new packaging with the new logo, but this one's still got the same one. It's still the same 14 grams of protein. I reckon that those were vegan as well, and they just went, let's satisfy the vegan crowd, make a separate box and call it the same thing. Yeah. And then next up we've got some of the new caramel nut protein bars. These don't have a name yet. What would you guys name a caramel nut protein bar? Come up with a name, comment down below. The new bar needs a new name. Have fun. Scan that QR code. I think you can actually win a prize if you give it a go. I'll hover here for a sec. I think you scan the QR code and then you're in with a chance of winning something if your name is picked. There you go. Hopefully that should be long enough. Then I've got some Deadpool pre-workout. This is my favourite pre-workout. It's very mild. I'm not the type of guy that likes harsh pre-workout, and if you're new to the gym, you won't either. Try this one. It's a nice one. If you buy nothing else, get the Vimto Clearway, because it tastes like Vimto and it's protein powder, which, is a win. Mix it with water, by the way, because it's Clearway. You should. I've got 2 of them. I got some crispy layered bars that, for some reason, the branding on these boxes has always been awful. And then they sent a second box of those vegan cookies that are not vegan, or are vegan, but we're always vegan. And that's my box for this month. My fridge is looking very empty. I'm down to just 1 bottle of Pepsi Max, so that's priority for today, because otherwise I will go stir crazy. My shake for tonight is already made. I need to make my Clearway and my pre-workout as well. Other than that, let's get in the car and head to town. It is actually quite early, compared to normal. It's only 1:45. You guys know that I have a habit of doing things at about 3, so we're ahead of schedule today because I've got a lot to do. Do you know what else I need to get sorted? This. Bam, bam. Sick of it. It's been months. It's been like 2 months. There's so many little things that I need to do that are really quite easy to have fixed, but just require someone else's input, and that's annoying. Like, apparently to get that noise gone, I need one of them OBD port plug-in things to tell the computer on the thing to shut up. I should just buy one. But at the same time, the mechanic says it's a tenner to do it himself. So I'm like, It's also just started raining. It's not supposed to rain today. Let's hope it stops raining by the time I get to Aldi. Let's go. Well, it's stopped raining, but I feel like it's still trying to rain, so I should haul ass over to CEX while I still can. Look how much busier the car park is compared to normal. Usually I park all the way over here, and I'm the only car on this side. Especially at this time of day, where it's not even, like, peak time. Let's go. Does anyone else ever sort of tangentially collect things because of starting one thing versus another? So, for example, that Street Fighter 4 there, if that wasn't a reprinted cover, I would buy it. I've never ever in my entire life, I don't think, played a Street Fighter game. I was always a Tekken kid growing up, and then a bit of Mortal Kombat from Mortal Kombat 9 onwards. But Tekken was always the main one. I played a lot of Tekken Tag Tournament, and a lot of Tekken 4, and a lot of Tekken 5. But the other day, I bought Tekken X Street Fighter, or Street Fighter X Tekken, whichever one that was. And now I feel the need to collect Street Fighter as well. To be fair, there's a few of those sort of fighting genres that I want to start looking for. Along with a few more games on the Wii, I've extended my... I've got a bit of a list that I'm building on my phone again. For the first time in quite a long time, I've not had a list on my phone of stuff that I actually want to buy in a long time. And for a while, I've just sort of been winging it and finding excuses to buy random stuff. But I'm building a list so that I can start at some point, like, hunting for things again. And speaking of hunting for things, I might have a bit of a voucher that I might be able to build soon. But yeah, Street Fighter, Soul Calibur, Dynasty Warriors. There's a few different franchises that I'm looking to get. I want to get Bully Scholarship Edition for the Wii, and I would also like to, on eBay or something like that, get an imported version of the PlayStation 2 version of Bully for PS2, so that when I do my Rage Bait Bully Canis Canum edit videos on TikTok or whatever, that I can do it that way, where I can show each and every version of the game. I can show the UK version, the American version, the Wii version, and the 360 version that I already have. I have Canis Canum Edit, which I don't know if you guys have ever noticed, but the Canis Canum Edit on PS2, the case is a bit different to, like, your average PS2 game. I don't know why, but it is. Like, I'm looking at it right now, and it's a bit different. I'll in my next video, I'll, like, make a point of demonstrating it, because technically the next video is going to begin shortly at the end of this voiceover. Still got this steelbook on the shelf for Resident Evil 4, along with the one that's behind the glass, and a non-platinum Ratchet & Clank 2. That would have been crazy helpful for me, like, 6 months ago when I was looking for it. That seems to be the rule, is loads of games that I'm trying to get on not platinum that I had to travel for end up appearing well after the fact that I need them. For example, True Crime New York City, top right there. Took me a while to find a non-platinum version of that. Platinums are the bane of my life. And Simpsons Hit and Run, took me a while to find that. I think I had to go to Telford to get that one a couple of years ago. I think that might have been the last platinum I ever needed to replace, because I had a lot of platinums from when I was a kid. Still have them all for the purposes of being able to compare, and nostalgia. But yeah. As I left that CEX, I spotted something that baffled the brain. I spotted a 5090 Founders Edition in the front window that they're selling for 2,600 odd, and I was like, oh my lord, someone's really been done over there, or let themselves be done over. People blame CEX, saying that CEX did people over, and I'll say that in, like, a TikTok hook. But at the end of the day, it's down to the person that's willing to accept that price that that's being done over, because that was crazy. Because what? I looked, and CEX will give you about £1,300 cash for that 5090, or about £1,600 voucher. Either way, neither of them is anywhere near what the person probably paid for that 5090 a few months ago. The 5090's not been out for very long, and I bet you that the guy probably paid like £3,000 for it a few months back. That's wild. It's annoying, because I do actually want a 5090. I have no real use case for it, I just want it, because I was in the process of building a new PC last year, and at no point have I ever actually finished that. And a 5090 was what I wanted to put in it. And a 5090 from CEX sounds like a bad idea, but it probably actually isn't, because you got to remember CEX has got a 5-year warranty on all tech. So if you brought the most expensive graphics card you possibly can, you've got 5 years of, if anything goes wrong, they put it right. So it's not a bad shout. But yeah, I've also bought a couple of games today from CEX that I'll show you when we're gone, when we get home. And I've just been to Aldi to do weekly shop. Now I need to go to Tesco as well. and Lidl perhaps. I've never been to Lidl, and I'm tempted to have a look because I drive past it all the time, and I remember them having a decent bakery. Let's go. Okay, I'm home, although I had an unexpected visit from my mother, which is always interesting. She starts talking about the boats, and I'm like, oh, stop it. Right, anyway, got a CEX bag to go through. Let's see what we got today. Ruby's not currently here to have an investigate. So we've got Ghost Hunter, which I don't know what this is about, but I like horror-esque games. This is survival horror evolved. How many games have had that tagline at this point? I would imagine quite the few. It's got an old sticker on it. That looks like a disc sticker, I don't know. I'm just always very impressed when I see pristine spines like that. I love a pristine spine. Like, there are very few games, like, I will get games that have a pristine spine just because, you know. Interesting, it's actually worth less than it was sold for before. So at some point along the line, it was sold for $3.99, and I got it for $3. Pretty cool. So that's Ghost Hunter. And then I also got Van Helsing, which the film is a guilty pleasure. I don't know if the game's going to be any good. I would be willing to bet, just off the top of my head, that the game is a bit of a God of War clone. I don't know, couldn't tell you that, but I'd be quite willing to take the bet. And once again, the spine's been in good condition. And this has been in my local CEX for a while. And it's one of the interesting ones, because it's one of them with the small font PS2. In fact, compare the two. Big font, small font. I don't know why they do that, what the difference is, whether there was an age thing, like in terms of from 2000 and X onwards they did that versus that, or what. But I always think it's very interesting to have the different kinds of cases when it comes to stuff like that. Interesting how this is a survival horror game rated a 12, whereas Van Helsing's rated a 16, by the way. That's curious. Also, still can't believe that someone has traded in a 5090 to CEX. And with something that expensive, with the amount of money they must have had into it when they bought it, they had to have sold it for cash, unless they were like some hardcore CEX guy, like, you know, that does stuff like we do. Because most people don't really want vouchers, especially not for really expensive stuff. They have 1,300. If they got given £1,300 cash for a 5090, when they must have paid upwards of 3 or around 3, is crazy. I feel sorry for them. Those are their own fault. They could have. See, typically you trade stuff into CEX, it's convenient, and you know that you'll get it. It's like there's no arguments. There's no dealing with like a human on the other end, back and forth, and bartering and negotiating, and having to worry about them opening a return or something like that. Should you sell them something through eBay, or just having to wait in general, you can just take it to CEX and you just know it will sell. But with stuff like that, I still think I would have gone through eBay. Like, for example, I've got 3 of the camera that I'm using now, and I think I'm going to sell one of them because having 3 has been entirely redundant, and they're like £600 cameras, and they go on eBay for like 5. And I'm like, I could take it to CEX and get like $350 or something like that, but I'm like, no, it's too significant of a difference. Whereas with like smaller things, especially on vouchers, I'm like, yeah, I will. Anyway, I'm off to have my dinner, and actually the camera does need to charge because I don't think it's actually charged for like the last 3 videos I've made. So, hope you guys enjoyed today, and see you in a bit.